Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so I am kind of new at this podcast thing. I probably sound really weird. I don't have my mic settings probably right, so I kind of sound really weird and muffly, and I'm not sure if it's just my headphones or the mic itself just doesn't isn't right. Anyways, um so I am trying out a new thing, and it's obviously doing a podcast. I haven't done YouTube in a very long time. I think the last video that I uploaded was when we went to California, I think. But my legit my video with me as a person in it. But other than that, I think the last video that I uploaded was let's see, my Grand Theft Auto video of my GTR that I was so proud of that I made, even though I didn't really make it. You can get it done at the body shop, like Benny's Auto Shop, if you guys play GTA, so you kind of get what I'm talking about. So um so yeah, I have not uploaded in a very long time. Just a lot of stuff has happened. I found out within the last 2 years or so that I have BPD, which is not like a bipolar disorder like people think it is. Um it's it's really hard to explain, and it's even harder to explain to somebody what you're feeling. Um Basically, BPD kind of just makes your emotions out of whack, and it just kind of it's a very hard disease to manage. You can do therapy and classes and all that. You can do books. You can do a bunch of different stuff, but I haven't done that. I mean, I got books and stuff for it, but I haven't done counseling or therapy or anything. Um, okay, if you hear barking, it is because Nova is out in the garage with me, because I currently do my podcasting in our garage because it's the quietest place in the house. Um, but I'm assuming not. I think Nova's probably going to ruin my podcasting experience for me. So anyways, BPD basically, it's like splitting emotions. You kind of really don't know how to manage, or you don't necessarily know if your feelings are valid. So the smallest inconvenience, excuse me. Okay, so the smallest inconvenience, it is currently almost 1 a.m. when I'm doing this podcast. But anyways, so the smallest inconvenience to somebody that does not have BPD, it will straight up be the biggest issue for someone with BPD. So let's say a part goes out in your vehicle. To other people, it's like, okay, we'll get it fixed, this and that. To somebody with BPD, it literally feels like the end of the world to them, because they don't know how to regulate their emotions. So everything is intense emotion, and it is very, very frustrating. And you literally cry over the littlest things. Your brain makes you think things that aren't real. You actually can experience, what is it? I think it's BPD, not paralysis. That's a disease. I mean, this is a disease, but, I forgot what it is, but BPD can actually make you hallucinate things. if you, like, think that someone's saying your name, but nobody was saying your name, that's what BPD, like, people with BPD experience on a daily. What another one is it's not schizophrenia, but it's something kind of almost similar. We do think that we see things that aren't there. So we would see shadows that aren't there versus are legit there. And it's just a really hard thing. They just keep finding out more and more about this. Okay, so anyways, I had to stop it because one of my friends came out and the dog's went ballistic and he scared me. He scared the shit out of me. Okay, so BPD, it seems like every day they're figuring out new things every day about the disease. So there could be, I don't know, every time, like, I go to research it, there's new things that they find about it. Like, the weird one is you think that you constantly smell pee, like animal pee. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, okay, I thought I was the only one because, like, I mean, yes, I have animals, but, like, I always felt like I was smelling pee all the time, but nobody else was smelling the pee. So I'm like, okay, what is wrong with me? Like, is it me? Is it on my clothes? So I'd always wash my clothes, and no, I would still smell it once in a while. And my animals, like, yes, they have gone potty in the house as an accident, but they, like, didn't, like, no, like, and I was the only one smelling it, so I was like, am I the crazy one? But turns out that was BPD. So that's what's weird about it, is I never thought that a disorder or a mental illness would cause you to smell pet urine. Hold on, let me look up more because, like I said, I'm still, like, even learning about it. And, yeah, so, hold on. I'm gonna look around here and do some research. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I mean, I know about BPD, but I don't know fully. I should do podcasts during the day, not at almost 1. Oh, sorry. It's almost 2 in the morning. My bad. Okay. So, so it's called borderline personality disorder, short for BPD. Okay. So it's a mental illness that severely impacts a person's ability to manage their emotions. This loss of emotional control can increase impulsivity, affect how a person feels about themselves, and negatively impact their relationships with others, which is dead on. I don't know how many times I've lost friendships because I would, like, not... I don't know, I just couldn't manage friendships, I noticed, over the last, like, couple years. Like, I could keep a friendship for a couple years, and then I couldn't. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, okay, all these other people are able to manage a friendship, and then there's me, who can't keep friends for the life of me, and I don't know what I do wrong. I literally self-sabotage myself constantly, and I really didn't understand why. Like, I always give myself the benefit of the doubt, and to this day, I'm still struggling with it. BPD literally is horrible, and it really, honestly, it is the highest mental illness that causes suicide. BPD does not go away. There is no cure for it. There's not a special pill. There's nothing. You can manage it. You can figure out your triggers. You can figure out, like, stuff to help with it, but they themselves don't even understand it. So this disease literally is like a cancer that's uncurable or treatable, and they don't have the cure or the medicine for it. It literally can make you feel worthless. It can give you insecurities. It can also make you have bad spending habits, which is my number one. Also, splitting is you can be mad as fuck at this person, and like 3 hours later, they're your best friend in the whole world. It's almost like you just split. So splitting. And so it just kind of, it's just a very confusing, and it tends to ruin relationships because they don't understand it. Because us ourselves don't even understand it. It is so frustrating to go every day with this thing that is wrong with us, like this disease, this illness, whatever you want to call it. It not only affects us, but it affects everyone around us, because BPD is just starting to become like, not popular, but it's starting to become more known in the world. And so a lot of people are finally like trying to acknowledge it instead of just pushing it under the rug, which really fucking sucks, because it's like, how do you not understand that this small inconvenience is really, really difficult and big, and then you start crying, everything is blown out of proportion, and you don't know what the fuck to do. So you sit there and you cry, and then you kind of lash out at everybody else. So it's not literally like bipolar. Bipolar and BPD are not the same. People think they are, but they are not the same. Bipolar is where you have two emotions at once. BPD is where you don't know what the fuck emotion you're supposed to have, and you always need validation. So you need to always be validated, because you don't know, am I supposed to be feeling this way? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? You always need almost validation 24 hours a day, because your brain makes you think, hey, I don't need this. I don't deserve this. What am I doing wrong? And it honestly fucking sucks. It really does. And I'm really starting to get annoyed with TikTok. There are people out there that are faking this fucking illness for views and stuff. And it's like, do you even understand how stressful and emotional it takes? When I have a BPD episode, it literally takes all the energy out of me, and I need to sleep. Even if I slept all night long and I had an episode later that day in the evening, I will literally have to go to bed, because it mentally drains you so bad that you don't even have a will to fight. And then when you mix it with depression, anxiety, which I have those as well. I have a severe anxiety disorder. I have severe depression. And I've had those since I was a kid. And those mixed with BPD, yeah, I'm a whole walking hellfire, and I am very hard to deal with, and I'm thankful for the people that have stayed in my life and have tried to work it out with me and understand and read the books and try and be there. But see, my BPD gets in the way of them being there, because to me, they're just seeing me as not, like, they're just sticking around because they don't want me to have an episode because I lost them. That is the way my BPD will work. My BPD will literally constantly make me think the opposite. So someone could say they love me, and I don't believe it, because my BPD will tell me that they're lying. BPD makes you have trust issues as well. I don't know if people know that or not, but I swear it does. BPD also comes from childhood trauma. And that's why most people don't get it developed right away, because they're a child. Their brains are still working and growing and understanding life. But I found that out, that it's from abuse as a child. So you're not really born with it. You just kind of develop it throughout the years. So I can't say that I had childhood trauma or abuse. I mean, I've gone through a lot of bullshit as a child, but it was never anything to cause my BPD, so that's why I'm kind of confused as to what caused mine. But it's also genetic, so even if nothing happened to you as a child, like you had the best childhood in the world, everything was great, you had the best, childhood. So for me, I think it came from genetics, because I think my mom has BPD. I think my dad has bipolar issues. I'll be honest there. I think he has bipolar issues, and I think he needs to work on those as well, but that's on him. But I do think that my mom has BPD as well, because now that I'm learning about this illness that I have, I'm also seeing the signs of her having it as well. And not everyone's BPD is the same, and that's why it's also so hard to figure out and determine, to figure it out or determine, if they have BPD, or even, tell them, hey, you have BPD, because there's so many different kind of forms of it that lead up to BPD. So some of the treatments are including talk therapy. Some medications can help, and hospitalizations can help, getting hospitalized. But if you have a fear of hospitals like me, that is going to be a no-go. I don't care how bad my shit gets. I will not stay at a fucking hospital. That's why it's really going to suck if I ever have a fucking kid. And there ain't no fucking way that I'm staying at that hospital. I mean, yeah, I'll have a baby to distract me and, the other parent or whatever, but there ain't no fucking way. Treatment can help, but this condition can't be cured, like I said. BPD can go away with management, or you can have it for the rest of your life, but most of the time you will always have BPD. It's just you can manage it to the point where it feels like it goes away. But no, that disorder is forever stuck in your head. I don't care what the internet says, but so there's that topic. Mental illness, we kind of already discussed. Like I said, that's kind of why I haven't been doing YouTube. Just been really busy with life. A lot of events happened. I got married 2 years ago. Our anniversary was actually, today's the 24th, but it would have been Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday was our 2 years. So yeah, that's really, really great. We've had our complications and our issues, but who hasn't? But we're working through those. Everything's just how we are. I have noted that I did get put on medications for depression and anxiety because it was getting so severe that I was not leaving my house. I was going to work and all that, but even going to work was causing me anxiety attacks, and I would literally go into the bathroom and cry or throw up, if I'm being honest. I would literally puke. Let's see. My grandma that I worked with, that I would talk about in my videos, she passed away from cancer last May. I'm actually okay with that. Like, that sounds horrible, but I'm just glad she's not in pain is, like, what I'm meaning. Like, that just sounded like a piece of shit. But, no, like, I'm okay that she's not hurting anymore and all that. She went actually very, very quick, so I'm thankful for that. She didn't struggle for years that I know of, but I think she knew she had cancer for a long time, and it just so happened to, sorry, I want to make sure my shit was still recording, because my phone went black, and I was like, are you serious? It hasn't been recording any of this fucking conversation. But anyways, oh, bless you, Apollo. But, deep down, I do think she knew she had cancer for a very long time, because she had, I don't remember the cancer name, but she had 2 different kinds. She had one where I think it's cancer, like, down there or something, and then she had lung cancer, I think. Yeah, I really didn't know much about her cancer, because, to be honest, no one on that side of it would be my dad's mom. They really didn't discuss a lot of personal health issues, so I kind of actually don't know what cancer she actually died from. But yeah, watching her go through chemo and just having to help her and struggle going to the bathroom, and it was heartbreaking. And finally, it got so bad that she was sent to the hospital, and they put her into a nursing home facility, and then she was put on hospice, I believe, and then she passed away. So she was not in the nursing home very, very long. Now, I don't really care for nursing homes, because my grandpa, when I was a kid, he was in a nursing home, and I swear to God, they killed that man. Because he was just fine, and then all of a sudden he was getting very sick, he was not doing very good, and I was a child, so I was even noticing this, so that kind of says something. I don't know, I just feel like they don't properly take care of the people there. Because you don't have to be old to be at a nursing home. It's if you need help, like disabled or anything, I think. I'm not sure. But I know some nursing homes do that. They take anybody. But I just, me being a PCA, I literally cannot see myself being mean to people that are like that. Yeah, because when she got COVID, a couple of years ago, she ended up having to be put in, like a hospice home then too, when she came out of the hospital finally, because they actually put her in a coma during COVID so she could fight it off better, because she was very, very sick. She actually died, and they brought her back. And this was back in 2020, so it was around the time COVID was getting really, really bad, and everything was just going to garbage in the world. I mean, still is, but, you know, can't help that. Oh, jeez. Okay, so yeah, so I really do think that nursing homes kill people. I don't know if it literally drains them out of their happiness to the point where they end up so depressed that they just die, and I know some nursing homes, and it's no judgment to the people that work in nursing homes and all that, but if you literally don't fucking take care of the old people there, then you are a disgusting human being, and you are absolute garbage. If you know that they need help, or they're constantly falling in their room, I just find that suspicious. How do you not go and check up on them? Like, I just don't understand. Like, they literally let my grandma sit in her fucking feces in her pants for hours at this nursing home. I don't even know what the name of it is, and I wouldn't say it anyways, because I can't risk being sued, and I don't want that issue. But I just think that people should be better. I just don't understand how someone could be mean to seniors and disabled people. I really don't. Like, you think that they want you there to change their fucking ass? No. Hell no. I know I sure as hell wouldn't. I don't even like doing it at my job, but I'm gonna do it whether I like it or not, because there's no way that I'm gonna let him sit in his feces and his urine in a diaper all day. Like, could you imagine you at work sitting in your shit and piss in your underwear all day and not changing it? Yeah, you'd probably want to go change it immediately as you shit your pants, right? Well, think about that they cannot do that. So there's that subject, but we're going to move on before I get pissed. Okay, so my YouTube, I don't give one shit about who you vote for politics. I don't care to hear about it. I'm not going to sit there and bash you if you're voting for someone that I don't care for. Because to me, honestly, the politic shit is just for the media. I really do think that the media has divided Democrat and Republicans, to be honest with you. Now, I'm not going to be on this subject long because I don't care for it, but I just want it to be heard that for my listeners, I don't care who you vote for. I care for you as a person, not who you're voting for or whatever. Like, Eminem, I seen on TikTok last night, is voting for Camellia. And everyone in the comments was just livid. I'm not listening to you no more, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why? Because he has a different political view than you? You're going to literally drop him as an artist. He's been around my whole fucking life. I'm not going to sit there and stop listening to him just because he's voting for somebody that I don't care for. I don't care for either. I'm literally not even, what is it, an elephant and a donkey or whatever the fuck it is. I'm literally a snail, like, in the middle. Like, I don't care. I don't care who becomes president because, to be honest, I feel like it does not affect me. Like, it does, but it does not. Do I think that we need to do better for the world? Yes. But politics just ain't it. That's not... I feel like politics have ruined the world. It has divided everybody. Instead of being able to have a decent conversation about something that's happening in politics, you can't, because if that person doesn't like that person that's being voted for, God forbid, it starts a big argument. And literally people, like, shoot each other over this shit. Like, what is wrong with you? They are still a person, no matter who they vote for. They still have a family. Just because their views are different than yours doesn't mean you have to choose violence over it. The news and the media outlets have literally divided this country, and it's absolutely absurd and it's disgusting. So, but yeah, we'll move on from that. Let's talk about the Menendez brothers. I think I can't remember how you say it. Menendez. Oh, it's so hard. But y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, are you under a rock? What the heck? Anyways, it's two brothers that murdered their parents, and they're rich. They're rich little Beverly Hill boys, and they shot up their parents, and the whole world went nuts. You know, I mean, this happened way before I was born, so I'm literally only going by documentaries and stuff, because I physically was not there to hear about it, like, on the news and shit, but my mom said it was whack, and I'm like, oh my god. So, anyways, these brothers were getting, supposedly, but I do believe it because there's straight up facts. There was doctors and everything to confirm all of this bullshit that they went through as children. So their dad was touching both the boys and molesting them, and the mom knew about it. The mom knew that they were being touched and raped and molested by the dad, and she did nothing about it. Now, the dad is named Jose, and the mom is Kitty, but her real name was Mary, but she was called Kitty, I think by Jose or the family or something. I don't know. I never really seen a documentary where they explained her life, which is okay, because I'm sorry, but if I knew that my husband or something was touching my children, I would break down that fucking door. I don't give one shit. I'd beat the shit out of that man. I don't give a fuck if we've been married for 50 fucking years. You touch my children and I found out about it, you better hope that the cops find you before I fucking do, you know? So I just don't understand how a mother could go through that, knowing that her nasty ass husband was touching their children. I cannot fathom that. That is disgusting. That's, ugh, God. So, anyways, these boys got fed up with that bullshit. So, I think they were teenagers, I think, when this happened. I honestly should have done my research before doing this podcast. But anyways, so this happened in 1989, I think, August 20th. And I'm like, oh, great, right by my birthday, of course. Everyone's got a murder in August, you know? So, hold on, I'm going to look it up because I really do not want, like, to get my facts wrong and then people come at me. So, let's see. We'll just go with the Mendez brothers. Okay, Paulo's knocking over shit over here. What the hell, dude? Okay, let's see. Okay, so... Okay, hold on. A bunch of ads are popping up on this stupid article. Like, come on, just let me read the damn thing. For fuck's sake. Okay, so their names are Lyle and Eric Menendez. So this happened 35 years ago. So, yeah, they were 21 and 18 years old. They walked into the den of their Beverly Hills mansion and fired more than a dozen shotgun rounds at their parents. So they shot their dad in the face, I believe, and it was, like, unrecognizable, I guess, apparently. And then after that happened, they went around and did stuff and all that. And they claimed they went to see a movie. Also, if you guys want to know, like, more, there's 2 things about them on Netflix happening right now. I mean, I'm sure there's a million documentaries, but the 2 things that I am talking about... Nova, can you, like, not get over here and lay down? Oh, my God. Who needs toddlers when you have dogs? I swear to God. They're about as bad. They have this giant dog bed out here, but they'd rather eat the dirt that's behind me in the garage. Oh my God, they're going back for more. Y'all are gonna go inside. I was nice enough to let you guys out here. But anyways. Okay, so... so there's 2 documentaries on Netflix currently right now. So there's one where it's legit them, and they're about their case, and it's footage from, like, the court and all that and stuff. So it's legit Lyle and Eric. And then there's one where it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's that Jeffrey Dahmer one too, where they get, like, these actors to portray the real killers. Well, the director of that, who made the show called Dahmer, which is on Netflix, go check it out if you're into serial killer shit like me. I probably watched that show about 1 million fucking times too. But anyways, so I watched Mendez Brothers probably like 1 million times too. What I'm doing is I'm going through each episode because I feel like I missed stuff in the episodes. So then I will go back and I'll try to see, like, did they add that into it, like, while people, because this documentary and show is getting so popular that you know, are slowly adding more stuff to episodes that weren't in there before. Because I swear there was a scene in one of these episodes that I did not see when I watched it the first time. And I'm like, what the heck, you know? And I'm like, what the hell? I don't remember seeing that before. Nova, stop eating dirt. Oh my God. You guys need the Lord. For real. Go to church and see Jesus. Jesus. No pun intended. Okay, so... But anyways, I really don't know. I don't know if they, like... After they shot their parents, they went out and about and for a couple hours, and they got home, and then they called 911 and acted like they didn't do it. Because, yeah, there's actually... Can you stop? Nova, go away. Oh my god. Anyways, and so they, hold on, guys. I'm gonna let them in because they're obnoxious out here. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, and then they got back to the house and called the police and acted like they were shot from the mafia because his dad was a really big businessman in Beverly Hills. And so they could easily make it look like he had enemies that broke into their house and shot them to death. They kind of, they fucked them parents up, dude. Okay, so if you have the app Reddit, go on there, download this app, and type in the Mendez brothers, like, parents, like, autopsy shit. Dude, people put their, I don't know how these people get the pictures from, like, murders, because they had, the Gypsy Rose mom's stuff on there, too, and you could actually see the police, this is, like, evidence, like, pictures, so it was legit her body in the bed being, that had all the stab wounds. If you don't know who Gypsy Rose is, that's a whole nother topic as well. She murdered her mom while she had her online boyfriend come and stab her mom to death because her mom was crazy and did a lot of fucked up shit to her. If you don't know who that is, there's tons of documentaries about her as well. She just got out of prison, actually, which, I mean, good for her, but I think she's overrated now. People are going ham about it, and it's just like, okay, let's move on. Like, now all of a sudden she's pregnant. I mean, congratulations, but I don't know why the world is praising you. You murdered your fucking mother? But, I mean, I don't blame her for murdering her mother, but I think I would have went another route if my mom was like that. But it's easier said than done, I guess. So I'm not in that position, so I kind of don't have the proper way to say that. But anyways, and so they, in 1986, so this happened in 1989, I think, or 90, I think, one of those years. But anyways, they started going to court and stuff in 1990. So yeah, I think it was 1989 is when the murders happened. Their court thing didn't start until the 1990s. They weren't found guilty until 6 years later. They had 2 trials. So yeah, they were both sentenced to life without parole. They were guilty of first-degree murder, both of them. Their first trial was a mistrial because the jury couldn't make up their minds. So they were deadlocked over a verdict, which that happens. But yeah, so in the first trial, defense lawyers claimed that the brothers had killed their parents after years and years of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse by their father and feared for their lives. Their mother, they said, knew about the abuse and never stopped it. Interviews with the jurors after the mistrial revealed that some of them questioned how serious the abuse actually was. So that's why there was probably 2 trials, I would assume, because they couldn't figure out, like, if it was true or not, but they even had their own family members go to the stand and talk about how Jose was with the boys. So it's like, okay, if you have your own family members, but then, of course, they're a rich family, money talks, so the jurors probably thought, oh, they're just paying their family to say this shit and all that. But there was her own, Kitty's own, I think, sister or something even said that she even said that things were not right, or it was one of the family members. Even she said, this isn't right. There's something going on, and it's really weird. And in the fake actor one, which is called I think it's called Monsters or something, and then it's the Menendez brothers or whatever. However you say the last name. I am so sorry if I'm messing it up, but it's hard to say for me. But anyways, so I don't know if yeah. I don't know if it was true or not, but in the show, so I don't know if they just did it to like make it more like, intense. But yeah, I don't know if they, because in the show, Kitty actually asks Jose, "Are you touching the boys?" Because in the show, one of the brothers portrays gay. So I'm not really sure if he was in real life or was very confused about his sexuality. I don't know if they just did that for that show or what, because in the documentary it really didn't talk about one of the brothers being gay and the real legit brothers one on Netflix. So I'm not really sure. So I'm not sure if it was just added on to, have an effect of it. But with those shows, they normally they won't add stuff that wasn't said or talked about in a show just to add more, like to it, because that'd be kind of like lying, and why the fuck would you do that, but, if you're going to get your audience going, you gotta fake it till you make it. But I mean, I don't care if it was real or not, but the dad was so worried about, I think it was, which brother is it? I think it's Eric. I'm not sure, but it's one of them. But anyways, in the show, the dad ends up finding his modeling pictures, and they're kind of like gay, like modeling pictures, which no hate here. I love everybody, but it was obviously like a gay modeling like pictures, of him. And the dad ended up finding them, and he freaked the fuck out, blah, 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 because, AIDS was, like, happening, like, really bad around that time, or something like that, I think. And, he, obviously was fucking his child, and AIDS was very popular then, I would assume, or it was going around that time, so he was all paranoid, blah, 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 and he, whatever. I mean, I don't think he cared that his son was gay. I think he cared that his son was not using condoms to protect himself from AIDS. Because the dad didn't want AIDS. It had nothing to do with his son not actually getting AIDS. It had to do with himself getting AIDS. And mind you, this dad was like a total fucking piece of shit. He was always cheating on his wife too, apparently. And it's like, dude, just because you're rich doesn't mean you get to treat people like that. But yeah, so yeah, after that, they actually made it a new thing in court that you cannot use an excuse for abuse to murder people. So that's great. So, I mean, like, what? So did that not exist for Gypsy Rose then? Because she murdered her mom and she was being abused. So, and that happened like 2015 or 14 or something like that. I don't know. I don't really keep up with her case as much as I have been with this. But I think the only reason why it's getting popular now is because they are actually trying to get a retrial. People are actually trying to get the brothers out of jail because, if Gypsy Rose can get out of jail early and prison early for a murder, why can't the boys? They both suffered abuse from their parents / mom. So I agree. I really think that they should honestly be released, because if you really did get abused, and they even had their own doctors and stuff like go up on the stand and literally verify one of the boys' throat was so bruised, and they said that could only happen by sexual acts. It would not happen from food. It would not happen from accidentally choking. No. It happened from a sexual act. Now, I don't remember. I think it's Lyle. I could be wrong. No, it's Eric. Sorry. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Eric... Okay, so Eric is the one who is younger. He was the 18, I think, right? Is that what it said? They were 18? Yeah, 21 and 18. Okay, so Lyle is the older brother, and then Eric is the 18. So, okay. So, anyways, they, oh, I can't even, like, talk about it. It's so disturbing. So Eric was telling people at the court that I think it was Eric, or it might have been Lyle. I'm really honestly not sure. Like I said, it is 2 a.m. I cannot comprehend anything right now, but like I said, this is like the perfect time to do a podcast. Nobody's up. I'm the only one up. Everyone's sleeping. Anyways, and so one of the brothers said that so he didn't have to taste his dad's semen in his mouth. He would literally put lemon in his food so he didn't have to taste it. Could you imagine having to switch up your food because you didn't want to taste your dad's semen? That, when I heard that broke my heart. Like, I don't understand. And then there was so much stress happening as they were growing up that Lyle literally lost his hair. The stress was so bad. He lost his hair. He had to wear fake hair. He had a toupee during the court appearances. So looking at their mugshots now, Lyle seems to not care about being bald anymore because he's bald in his picture, according to this in 2018, it appears. I guess they have been doing just fine. They're not in the same prisons, I don't believe, anymore, unless they got moved together since then. But I do know that they got moved from prisons and stuff. But yeah, over the past several years, new evidence has come to light that may be able to get them out of prison, which I wholeheartedly agree. I really do think that they should be out of prison. We have all this freaking evidence. We had all of this bullshit dealing with these boys. There was so much proof of sexual assault, but yet they still had to be sent to prison for murdering. Like, yes, send them to prison, but for life? I just don't understand. And then Gypsy Rose only gets 10 years. And didn't even have to do her full, 10 or 15 years? And she didn't even have to do her full fucking time. She got out early. She got out, a whole year early, I think? And so it just irks me. Like, I just don't understand. But anyways, okay, so I guess a former member of the boy band, Menudo, publicly revealed that Jose Mendez was actually sexually assaulting him as well in New Jersey when he was only 14 years old. Could you imagine the whole world knowing about you being sexually assaulted by your father and the world doesn't believe you because you're a rich family? Like, could you just imagine that? Like, and then years later, after the world laughed in your face and didn't believe you, that people are slowly coming out saying, yeah, the dad did this to me too, because his dad was like a music person or something like that, and so he was obviously involved in like bands and stuff, and he was a producer or something like that. But yeah, so it also says the journalist Robert Rand, who had written extensively about the brothers in his book, The Menendez Brothers, also uncovered a letter that Eric wrote when he was 17 to his cousin detailing his father's sexual abuse. It's just, it's disgusting. Like, I don't understand how, like, yeah, the sister even went on stand and said that it's tragic what happened to these boys, and it's really sad that no one believed them and no one helped these boys. Like, it came to the point of having to murder your parents to get it to stop. Now everyone's like, well, they were 18 and 21, they could have left. They tried to leave, and they were always threatened about it. Now everyone thinks, because around the time they were all fighting about the will and the money and all that from the will, so everyone thought they killed their parents because they were thrown out of the will. But now, I might be wrong, because, like I said, I'm only going based off of the shows. Now, the will incident didn't even happen until long after the parents were, or the will thing happened, or something happened with the will after the parents were gone. The boys knew nothing about them not being in the will until after the fact that they were murdered. I think that's how it went down. I could be wrong, so don't quote me. But could you imagine that? Yeah, they killed their parents because they were being kicked out of the will. They didn't even know that they were being kicked out of the will. So, what? Make it make sense? Question mark. So, like, how can you sit there and say that they murdered their parents and they didn't even know they were being kicked out of the will yet? I think they found out by, like, their estate person or something like that, like, weeks later, because they actually didn't even go to court or anything, I think, until, like, October or something like that. So they killed their parents in August, and they didn't get trialed or seen as the murderers, because this whole time, the whole world thought it was mafia, because, you know, the boys were saying that he was a big businessman, he was very well-known in Beverly Hills, he was a very rich, greedy little fucking asshole of a rapist and a molester of his children, and apparently a boy band kid. I just don't understand this whole case. Like, it's just baffling. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about tonight. Hopefully I'll be doing a podcast again soon. I'm going to see how this one does, first of all. This will be uploaded to my YouTube. I do have Instagram and Snapchat. I currently am staying off Facebook for a little while. Just for my own mental health, I'm just staying off of that app for a little while. But when I do start, like, doing more podcasts and stuff, and when I go back on the app, I'll be back on there. But yeah, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, but I will let people know when I upload my podcast so they can go and listen, and I'll always, I'm always trying to keep it 100 with everybody. I'm trying to just create a podcast and just talk about bullshit, basically. Talk about, like, shit that happened in the week, talk about true crimes, talk about, and obviously I'm going to have, like, other people in my podcast, but my very first one, I kind of just wanted it to be me, so I could, get used to things and just, figure, like, my little devices out, because I got, like, a whole ass, like, keyboard system thing here, and I'm still learning. Like I said, my audio is probably absolute terribly, like, the audio is probably, like, straight up, like, garbage, and it probably sounds like I'm in a tin, because on my headphones, my audio sounds like I'm talking in a tin can. So I do apologize. It might be the way I have my mic set up. It might be something, but yeah, so thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll try to keep up the podcast as I go. All right, catch you guys later. Hey guys,